Good morning, I'm in Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. Hanoi is one of the most beautiful cities in the entire Asia. It was founded in the year 1010, when the entire region became independent from China. The visit of the city starts from the old historical quarter, place where the merchants were operating.
This is the Hanoi Old Quarter. This is probably the place where you'll spend most of the time in Hanoi. And despite it seems quite busy and quite chaotic, you can find it almost relaxing. The good thing of this quarter is that it's full of trees, low-rise buildings, and if you sit down in a cafe and watch out the traffic, it could be even quite relaxing.
Adjacent to the old historical center, there is like the Imperial neighbors, where you can find the remains of the old Citadel, the Forbidden City, the Temple of Literature, and the more modern Mausoleum of Ho Chi Minh.
We are about to enter the Hanoi Imperial City, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The main door is reserved to the Emperor, so we are using like one of the side exits, which originally were used by the Mandarins. These are the tents where the aspiring Mandarins were doing their exam. And this is the reason why even nowadays the kids that are graduating from high school are coming here to party. This place is quite important for the Vietnamese culture because the Citadel is where the first emperor built the city after he defeated the Chinese and created an independent Vietnamese kingdom. This is another one of the must-do in Hanoi. This is the Temple of Literature, which is not a temple, but rather a school and a university since a very ancient times.
This is the beautiful one-pillar pagoda, and the name is obvious because it's built on one pillar. It is quite ancient, although it was destroyed and reconstructed in the 20th century. For the next 900 years, the Kingdom of North Vietnam had to protect from its powerful neighbor from the north, China and the Mongols, as well as the Khmer Empire on the west, and try to expand in the Kingdom of Champa in the south, nowadays broadly representing what is today South Vietnam around the city of Saigon and the delta of Mekong.
This is the St. George Cathedral. It reminds a little bit of Europe because obviously it was been built by the French during the colonial period.
From the second half of the 19th century, the entire region was colonized by the French, and Hanoi became the capital of French Indochina.
And this one is the Mausoleum of Ho Chi Minh, probably the most famous Vietnamese leader, the one that defeated the French and the Americans in the 20th century.
I'm at the Ho Lo prison, which is a prison built by the French to detain political prisoners of the Vietnamese resistance. After independence, it was used by the Vietnamese government to jail American pilots that were captured during the Vietnamese War. One of the most famous guests was Senator John McCain, who spent here a few years before being released in 1973. Hanoi is a very pleasant city to walk and a place to relax in its bars, cafes and restaurants. If you come here, you have to try the pho, one of the typical Vietnamese dishes, the bún chả, and the egg coffee.
Pho is one of the famous Vietnamese national dishes. We are here in one of the best places, allegedly. Let's see how it goes. I'm here to try the famous coffee egg, which is like a specialty of Hanoi, and particularly this is the best place in town where to have it.
The heart of the city is the Hoam Kien Lake.
I'm currently at the Hoam Kien Lake, which is in the heart of Hanoi, and is a kind of a pedestrian area, which is very popular with family, friends, children, old people. Everyone is coming here. I've been stopped like 2 or 3 times by now by some young kids that wanted to speak English, understand where I'm coming from. It's really like a friendly environment.
1, 2, 3. Welcome to Vietnam! Welcome to Vietnam!
These are the last few hours here in Hanoi. I'm about to leave to the airport, but I came here on the Hoam Kien Lake for one last time actually. It's about 6 a.m. The sun has yet to rise. Early in the morning you can see all the locals coming here to do some gymnastic, practice Tai Chi, dance, and do some physical activity. Especially like the over 40s and the older people. And it's really like a cute thing to see, which I really recommend to do.
It's a lovely place where you can watch Hanoi and its people.